Advertising is not the only way that the lizard people are trying to enslave our minds and our bodies, but indeed our best friend Flippy as well.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
I don't fully know what I just said, but if you don't know, Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world, and just how there's nothing we can do about it. Today's Flippy update is coming from DallasNews.com. That's the Dallas Morning News, getting some local flair here, Gonz. And the Dallas Morning News headline reports a 7-foot-tall robot at Dallas Love Field is watching for unmasked travelers and curbside loiterers.
Curbside loiterers is really I like the way they it's an equal,
both criminals. Yes,
criminals and curbside loiterers equal in criminality. Yeah,
malcontents. Though they need to be erased. By the way, if we can make a note, maybe chat, if you could remind me, loitering. I need to be reminded about loitering sometime during this show. I don't know when, but if you
loitering somewhere, is that?
No, loitering shows up in another article.
Oh, okay.
And
interesting.
It's kind of weird. It's weird that this loitering theme came out of nowhere. But anyways, back to Flippy here. And it goes like this. Yes, those 7-foot-tall machines at Dallas Love Field are watching you. Oh, do you ever feel like you're being watched, Gonz?
Yeah.
They want to make sure you're wearing a mask if you're boarding a flight or not parking too long at the curb if you're picking up a returning traveler. Love Field is testing out 2 security control observation towers at the airport. Security control Scott. Not as marketable as Flippy, but okay. One near baggage claim and another near security checkpoints to figure out whether robotic assistants can both help customers get around and warn passengers who are breaking rules. The robots can also airport security and operations in case for more help is needed. What? They forgot a word in this, I think. The robots can also airport security and operations.
Yeah, maybe they can fly.
Maybe they can also airport security. While not a RoboCop, the machines, nicknamed Scott, were installed about a month ago, quote, to determine if they are capable of efficiently supplementing current airport operations, said Love Field spokeswoman Lauren Rounds. Lauren Rounds. It's almost dystopian how generic that statement was. Determine if they are capable of efficiently supplementing current airport operations. The robots look like any other kiosk at the airport with a touchscreen with a wayfinding information, maps of parking garages, and directions to ride hailing and shuttle pickup.
Oh, see, they're so helpful.
I love it. They're camouflaged. Like a tree frog in the Amazon who pretends to be something it's not. These robots just look like any other kiosk, any other innocent kiosk luring in their victims who are lost and need help finding a bathroom or something. But no, these ones are watching you. But Scott is much smarter, capable of detecting what people are wearing and even whether they've got a face mask. What are you wearing? Airports have been at the forefront of technology, including facial recognition and other biometrics for years, a trend that worries privacy advocates and say there are few, if any, laws or guidelines about emerging technology should be used. Amazon took criticism, don't care about that. So that's the long story short. And it is a very long story. It continues. But what really struck me about Scott here is a bad name for a robot. I don't like the name. I think the camouflage thing is interesting. It's disguised as a kiosk to blend in to things that we are already used to seeing at airports. But I think there's something very unsettling about airports being the sort of first deployment of Scott, because we've throughout the pandemic, throughout the past couple of years, of course, any sort of free thinking, sane person can draw connections between, never let a good crisis go to waste. You talk about 9/11 and how that was used as an excuse to invade our privacy and put on some sort of security theater and make us take off our shoes and things like this. Mainly in the airports. Well, COVID did the exact same thing. And the fact that they are putting them in the airports, first of all, just as a millennial who came of age around 9/11, I don't know about came of age. What was I? I must have been like 12 or something. But really first started to understand the world around me at around 2001. And what a time for that to happen. The fact that the airport is the prime target for these things, it's like they're replaying the same script, Now, of course, airports are very heavily monitored anyways, and this robot is fairly harmless, although, when they make something look like a kiosk to lure you in, it's like a Venus flytrap, man. You never know when it's gonna strike and get you, even if that is just sort of surreptitiously scanning your eyeballs or printing out a ticket for not wearing your mask. But the fact that the airports are federally sort of regulated makes them a perfect place to expand the panopticon and let it grow, let it go to seed and spread from there.
Yep. I don't have anything to add other than a couple jingles.
Did you ever have the feeling that you were being watched?
That's right, folks. That's your Flippy update for the day. Again, not the most, exciting apocalyptic robot march towards destruction, but sometimes predators, they do not come knocking on your door with a big metal hand coming to purge you. Sometimes they're hiding where you least expect it, like in a kiosk. So stay frosty, folks. That's your Flippy update for the day.
Man, we've looked at a lot of tower-looking, large robots. This one doesn't dispense food. That was the other one we saw, the fast food. But everything. We're gonna move towards this economy of like everything in a robot box. Like literally everything.
Which
is interesting.
You're right. The trend of that has been interesting to watch because it's not very interesting. And I think that's the danger of it.
Yeah. It's
when
boring.
You get a robot
story,
and it's got moving arms and it has a little human face and it's very impressive and they show it off at, conventions or whatever. And you think, oh, that robot's going to kill me someday. The fact that they're moving towards making these robots so boring and so uninteresting to look at, I think is a big step in the takeover.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even know that this kiosk is a robot like policing you until it's too late. And I think that's kind of the danger of the trend. And, in a way, everything around us is already a robot. You think about your phone and your toaster and your Wi-Fi connected refrigerator. Your favorite podcaster is a robot. I
don't
stuff
think my
like
wife
that.
would appreciate calling her a robot, but yeah.
Did you call your wife a robot?
No, I'm saying she wouldn't appreciate that.
Oh,
all the robots all around us, right?
Yeah, I could name some more things your wife wouldn't appreciate you calling her. Is that the game we're playing now?
No.
It's a new segment on the show.
Flippy closer.
Flippy 1133. Uploading binary code.